But that's exactly why that we shouldn't allow ourselves to get mind fucked by what's on social
It,
media, trying to compare
yes, that's what
yourself.
I'm getting at.
Just stay in your
Exactly.
own lane. But
You
then you got to be smart about it as well, too. You really got to look at yourself and be like, okay, like, am I getting there to where I need to be to fit this to be top three, top five, or whatever you want to call it?
Mm.
Or am I just like not there? Is my body not moving? Am I not there, period, at all?
and
And
that's
just be
where
honest
a
with
coach
yourself.
is really great in that point because you get that close, you almost where our minds like play this psychological game on us that it's like dysmorphia, right? The body
Hmm.
dysmorphia. We look at ourselves, we're not lean enough, we're not dry enough, and then but
Yeah.
outside observer was like, no, bro, you're freaking like healed,
Well, at
Yeah.
that
you know?
moment as well too, like we all know the diet brain, it's not working very well.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and also there's that thing, right, where you as a competitor, you see somebody else, and sometimes in your head, you're blowing this guy up bigger than what he is, right? You're like, oh my God, that guy looks so good, not realizing, like, dude, you're better than that guy. But sometimes you don't even see it. Like you see a guy walking around going, oh, he's going to beat me or he'll beat me
Oh,
because you're in your own head,
I
right?
call
Not
it
even realizing
I
it.
call it the backstage champion syndrome
Yeah, the back's right.
because I see these guys backstage like pumping up. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to
They're going to
win.
kill me.
But you
Well, you
get
know
him on stage and he doesn't look good at all
what
on stage.
happened?
But backstage, he looks unreal.
Exactly.
It's just,
Exactly.
yeah, it's so weird.
You ready?
yeah, well,
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Paradise Pump. And as you can see, today we have a new set. Somebody came in and decided to, get tables and chairs and do this design.
whole new
This is
vibe.
retro.
Yeah.
Whoever that was who decided on
This
that.
is very
Somebody,
much Mark's personality.
somebody thought, let's mix it up. Let's do something new. So
Early 90s vibe.
80s, 90s, whatever.
Miami
Hey,
Vice.
we're kind of old on this set, so we're gonna we're gonna rep those years, those 80s and
We're
90s.
kind of old.
We're
I'm beginning to
kinda,
admit that I am there. I'm
kinda,
there. I'm right
kinda.
behind you. I'm right behind you.
Oh,
Yes.
oh boy.
So anyway,
Somebody's
yeah.
got a birthday coming up.
Hey.
What?
Mm,
Who's got one? What are you talking about?
I thought it was last month.
Yeah,
Yeah, everybody.
What is
That's
it,
funny.
next week, Wednesday, your birthday or something?
Wednesday, yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
How old are you gonna be, Jed?
42.
God damn,
See, so
puppy.
he's the youngin in the group.
Yeah.
He's actually really young.
I am actually the youngest.
You are.
Yes, you are.
You are the youngest in your 40s. And that's young. That's crazy.
How old are you?
Damn, man. Are we gonna divulge
How
that
young are
information?
you?
She's not quite 50, but
I thought she was the
I'm
youngest.
just about 50.
she's not quite 50.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Crazy, right?
Damn.
Asian don't raisin.
You look
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Jeff, you're right behind me. So
I would swear in
Really?
early 40s maybe.
I'd like
so
to hope. I mean, I wish I could bring my youth back, but I
Oh,
mean, damn. If I knew now what I knew then, what is that
yeah,
the
that's
same?
right.
if you knew
what you
now,
knew
yeah.
then, yeah.
Somebody had posted on Facebook, they had a picture of them with their friends back in like the 90s, and are like, if I only knew now, or if I only knew then, no, yeah, if I only knew now what I know then. And I was like, what?
What?
If I only know now what I know, that doesn't make sense.
If I
It's
only
if I
knew
knew then what
then
I
what I
know
know
now.
Yeah.
now. Damn
Right.
it. I know I
He
fucked
said
that
he
one up.
flipped that just like you flipped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no, that's not right,
If
dude.
I
That's not
only
right.
knew then what I know
No,
now.
now,
All right.
yes. Right.
Correct that. Make sure it's
Yes.
edited.
Yeah. I was wondering about that. Yeah. If you could go back in time, yeah.
It's a
I mean,
weird like
would
paradox
you
because
go back?
would you be in the same place? Like you wouldn't have the
No,
knowledge
but
base that you
let's
have
just
now if you
say
didn't go through what you knew then.
let's just say you could
Or
like,
what you went
okay,
through
you
then.
go, hey, 1994, June 1st, 1994, right where you were at, boom, that's where you're at. Boom. And you're like, shit, I'm broke. Like my bank account, I got $300 in the bank
Oh
right
god, I
now.
gotta do this all over
Damn.
again?
Oh, damn. I'm struggling right now. Like it's funny because a lot of times when I think back, I'm like, oh, those are good times. When I go, damn, I was kind of broke. Like I was always like working my ass to get by, and
Mhm.
everything was like it was different, right? But you were used to it. But
Yeah.
you had youth, right?
Oh yeah.
And hopes and dreams, right?
Yeah.
So imagine hopes and dreams. Well, imagine now and you're going, fuck, I know what it takes,
1994.
but now you got to hustle all over again.
I was
To be
buying,
young and dumb and full of, you know,
I was buying my first house.
Vigor.
vigor.
I bought my first house in '94.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow, dude.
yeah,
That's pretty good.
brand new home
How
too.
old were you when you bought your first
94.
house?
So I would have been 24. Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got mine in my first house in '03. So
Mhm.
took a little time, but that's pretty good. In your
Now, he
20s?
was in Phoenix, Arizona, and it was a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2-car garage house. Um, standard mainland style, 5,000 square foot lot,
Huge.
$92,000.
Damn.
You know what's crazy? Speaking about
That's
speaking about getting
92,000.
started when you're a lot younger, the priorities that people put in order. I mean, we threw everything and then the kitchen sink into what we were doing. I feel like in our time and
Oh, yeah.
era,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, even if we didn't have our basics covered, like just the daily cost of living, a house or whatever, we kind of just fucking threw caution into the wind and went where it blew us, right? But like as far as now to survive, I mean, contest prep, man, it's such a low priority in comparison to getting your shit together, you know?
Hmm.
And a lot of people are missing that, I think.
Oh, it's a
So,
way different world. You know,
Well,
the
it's
youth
changed.
talk about it, and it's like the difference in wage versus cost of living
Hmm.
was significant than what it
mhm.
is today. Like this country's going down to shit in that sense.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could get by
The
with.
cost of homes, like how is any 20-year-old supposed to
Oh
afford?
no, they say like they even say that it's so far out of
Oh
reach
yeah,
for this generation. It's so far out of reach
so
now.
far.
I mean, it was early 2000s. It was already creeping. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's just like, yeah, good luck. I mean, it's hard unless you have obviously somebody helping you, your parents.
So
Or,
back to Mark's question, would you change anything knowing that you were an early investor and bodybuilder and all of these
Oh,
things?
100%.
I was gonna say for sure, for sure. If I knew, yeah, I
Oh,
would.
100%. I first I would have learned what I know now about money and investments.
Mhm,
You
mhm.
know, I was so naive. I was so naive on so many things.
God, I would
But you
have.
know, it's the part of growing, right? It's the part of growing up, I guess. You
I
know,
would
some people
just.
are blessed to have that knowledge thrown at them or taught them in schools. I went to garbage schools my whole life,
Mhm.
absolute garbage schools, which I was in the public school system my whole life, you know,
Dude, can you imagine
except for college.
if you went to 2010 and just bought
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin for
Oh,
pennies?
Damn.
Can you imagine? You'd be like, take me to 2010, and I'm just gonna buy
yes.
a ton of
Just say
Bitcoin.
you put $50 back in
Oh my God.
2010.
Oh yeah.
Just
How many? Because they were
$50.
what, pennies, right?
I
Thousands of a penny at that
I
time.
was
Or
tr-
tenths of pennies.
Yeah,
I
tenths of a penny.
I was trying to buy $1,000 worth of Bitcoin when it was under $1.
And you had a hard time getting
Damn.
it, right?
It took me like 4 hours to make a wallet,
Yeah.
and to do it because there was no information on how to do this. So I was getting this
Mhm.
really broken down information, but I really wanted to do this, and I just gave up out of pure
Dude,
frustration.
that close.
I'm like, yep, not gonna happen.
Can you
Oh my
imagine if you
God,
had 1,000? Well, you wouldn't have had. You would have spent some of it.
I would have
Oh, that's
spent it.
right. I mean, but imagine that. Just $1,000 at
Oh,
under a penny, you would
No,
have
yeah. Oh my God. I know it's this
well, it wasn't under a penny; it was under a dollar.
under
under
a
a
dollar.
dollar.
Still,
Under a
Yeah.
dollar
still.
in
Yeah.
comparison to what it is now. Like
Oh,
yesterday topped off at 118 or so.
But did it go 118?
Yes.
Man, I sold all mine, so
What?
I did. I sold it all.
Oh man, we talked about
I
cryptocurrency
know.
and
I did.
investment
I
stuff.
just, yeah, I did. And you're like, oh well, Mark. I know. It's
So
fine.
like for me, as far as myself, as the whole Bitcoin wave thing, at that same time I was bodybuilding as well too. My priority at the time was bodybuilding more than it was investing in things. So I missed that Bitcoin train.
mm.
So now that there's a second coming of cryptocurrency, I'm not missing this train at all. So like if I yeah, just
Do you?
Mm.
You believe there's a second coming of crypto?
absolutely I am fucking sure of it. Why do you think
Like
there's a
which
lot more
coins?
legislations and regulations and then becoming more talked about in the house and all these meetings and so on and so forth. It's even making headway in mainstream media as far as what coins. I am not a financial advisor, but we can talk later about which coins and how to create wallets and do decentralized financing
Well, I
and
mean, I own,
enter in liquidity pools and all of that other stuff.
well, yeah, we can go on for hours about how the whole stock market is a giant scam.
It absolutely is a scam. But the thing with cryptocurrency, the way that devised it, I mean, they were trying to create it for the little guys because with as far as stocks, you needed a to get in with some type of money manager or a broker or like something like
Right.
that. With cryptocurrency, you are your own bank, and that's what a lot of people are missing. They think cryptocurrency, oh, that's the devil, but like for the people who say talk bad about crypto, like you obviously haven't done your own research, which we try to implement on this show so many like hand over
Oh
fist
yeah.
times over about doing your research about the substances you want to use, the coaches, your posing, and everything else. Now we're talking about finances and cryptocurrency. Do
Well,
your own research.
the avid Bitcoin goers, or I don't know what you call them, but
They are called Bitcoin maxis.
maxis.
Yes.
Okay. Your average Bitcoin maxis are actually a bit upset in the fact of where Bitcoin has gone because it mainly became a security and it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be a form of currency,
Absolutely.
but it's not really. It's a security. It's just
Mm.
like another thing to trade. Because who's using Bitcoin to buy anything?
Lots of people. They
I
still
mean,
doing
Is
UGL
there?
stuff with
there's stuff
Bitcoin.
online. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially to buy shit you're not supposed to buy. Bitcoin's
Well,
what
yeah,
people use.
but here's the thing. I mean, but it's traceable. Bitcoin's highly traceable at the moment. Like
Mm.
Well, there's other coins that are not traceable, like Monero. You didn't hear that from me, but there is.
yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I own Bitcoin. I own Ethereum, and that's it. Like,
Uh, I have
and
some
not very
Bitcoin.
much of each.
I have some Bitcoin, but I got rid of. I sold a lot of it.
Yeah, you had 100 grand worth, didn't you, or something? How much did you
I mean, we're not talking numbers,
have?
on the show, but whatever it was at the time, and I don't know that kind of stuff. You got to be super patient and stuff, and
I
then
am patient.
I'm patient with
So,
certain
all
things,
right,
It's
but
put
almost
it
like an
this way.
IRA. You just let it sit.
But hey,
yeah,
put it this way. If you invest in a 401k, IRA, whatever, you have to wait till it comes into like its fullest maturation, especially
mm,
your 401k until you retired. That's when you can tap into it, like, or what have you. Like with cryptocurrency, you don't have to wait that
no,
long because it's a 24/7 trading market. You can get
yeah,
return on investments, and like I said, if you do it smartly, you can make a lot of money. And this is allegedly that I'm a rock collector or something. I don't
see, yeah,
allegedly
yeah, right.
that I have
See,
cryptocurrency. I'm just saying.
they're they're coming after you. Be careful, no,
Allegedly.
Yeah,
careful.
allegedly. And speaking, if I would do anything different, if I've invested in Bitcoin or Ethereum way back when it was under $100, even say, my bodybuilding career, I think it would have been completely different. My
Mm,
life completely
yeah,
would have been like, who knows? I wouldn't be sitting here at this podcast, I think.
I it almost makes me wonder if I would have going back. I was like, would I have still pursued competitive bodybuilding? I mean,
Yes, because your bodybuilding career is in a very like controlled age group.
mm.
You know what I mean? Like you're not going
Well,
to be a
no,
great
I think I'm
bodybuilder
gonna be like
if
I
you
would have
started
lifted
in your
weights.
40s. Like you already passed your.
No, meaning like say I go back to the 90s
Mhm.
and I was so like, oh, bodybuilding, gonna, try and turn pro, all these things that I had in my head back then, right?
Mhm.
And if I know all the information now and I'm like 25 and I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, I know what's up. Why would I try to do this now? Knowing like, okay, there's genetic limitations to my body. I know how hard it's going to be. I know like, maybe I'll go a different route. I'm still going to work out because I love working out,
Yeah.
but maybe I won't. And I probably will still compete because I really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
But I might go, okay, yeah, we're not trying to do pro thing. We're just going to do a bunch of these local shows, have some fun for a few years, and then we're done. Because that is a pipe dream that's probably now I know it's probably never going to happen. And so let's just have some fun with it because I do enjoy it and I do enjoy the sport, and then move on to other things. And I think that because I think that was part of it. I think I made bodybuilding a priority for too long. I think.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a window of it, and I should have
We know friends
kept
that
it.
are doing that still to
Yes,
this
too
day.
long.
Yeah.
I should have said, okay, enough with the competing. Still train, but don't compete anymore, and then go focus on my life.
Like they're
You know,
ruining relationships,
yeah.
they're ruining
Job
health.
opportunities or
job
work
opportunities,
or
investments, and
just yeah. So there's a lot that, and I know.
chasing that pro card.
Yep. Yes. And hey, you know what? I mean, if you want to go for that, that's your life.
Yeah.
Go for it,
Sure.
man.
These are
And you
your
never
goals,
know
your
what'll
priorities.
happen. You might get good stuff from it.
Yeah.
But me knowing now, like, yeah, I would
Okay,
not.
so along those same lines, here's a question for everybody. What do you think is contributing to the amount of like absolute mutants today? Like versus the occasional mutant here and there, like Victor Richards back in the
Mm,
day. And you had this Al Sambi, like just
yeah.
you had your like once in 100,000 mutants, but there are just like crazy mutants today. So is it knowledge? Is it better drugs? Is it better nutrition?
I think I'll give you my thought. I think one, it's probably
Training
partly, well, no,
principles?
I'm not training. It's not training. I think partly it is drugs. I mean, it's helping, but I think
In what way?
there's a lot more. Well, hold on. I think there's a
Yeah.
lot more people that are training.
Oh, that's true. That's a big one. You're right.
So now,
We're
you
picking
have,
from a greater
we're picking from a greater
sample
pool,
group.
right? And so
Yeah.
there's going to be more genetic freaks,
Yeah. That's
instead of the
honestly, that's
smaller
probably the
pool.
very best answer I ever heard.
Yeah. I think
Just
that's what
that
it is
alone.
because it wasn't that popular.
The drugs aren't better
No, but I think I'm not saying they're
because everybody was
better.
using farm grade back then.
I'm not saying they're
The
better. I think, I mean,
knowledge of how to use them is
I think the knowledge and the accessibility.
yes,
That's
right.
Yes.
that's probably the two big things. It's very accessible, and having the knowledge, it's all out there now.
Yeah.
So that's big. And then, like I said, greater pool of guys.
Yeah,
So you're gonna have more freaks coming
that's
out.
that's like again that's a brilliant answer.
Yeah.
It sums a lot of it up.
Because I thought about it before. I was like,
You
why
must
was
have.
it
I
like
guess
that?
that
No, I have. I give
that
it
is
thought.
a
I was like,
brilliant
what's
answer.
going on? And I was
Yeah.
like, this must be what it
Because
is.
literally the sample pool is massively different.
Mhm.
Like,
Well, because think
it was
about
an
it.
underground sport.
Oh, it's underground. Dude, think about it. I remember in like 1990, I would go to the beach and it was like, and I looked good, but I wasn't huge. I was like 200 in good shape, bodybuilder looking. And man, I was like, people always looking at me. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I wore a tank top to the mall constantly. It was like a thing. Like,
Getting
wow.
attention.
Nowadays, you could be 200 pounds, look good, and go to the beach or and people don't really care.
Mhm.
They're kind of immune to it, unless you're a complete freak, right? You're like
Yeah.
270 ripped. Okay, they're gonna look. But if you're in good shape at 200 pounds, people don't really care
Yeah,
because
like
they're used to it.
if you're like in an area where they don't like when I was
Yeah,
when I was in Tahiti back in my competing days, I was a freak.
right.
I mean, literally stopped traffic in the street.
There you
And
go.
people were like, in fact, I even got on ESPN News. Like we
'Cause
were
it was
following
Tahiti,
we're following
right.
the largest like paddling race in the world, like the
Mhm.
most prestigious one.
Yeah.
And the news, and I'm on an escort boat with my shirt off, and the news channel focuses on me and does a whole write up. Like, look at this guy. What the hell?
Dude, that's crazy.
That is nuts because I'm here in the States.
Normal.
Yeah. I mean,
Average, I mean, like
average, like local bodybuilder, but
Right,
nothing like a
right. Normal
freak.
bodybuilder.
They were treating me
yeah.
like a freak. Like, what?
Yeah, that's why I know things have changed.
I remember going into a grocery store and all the workers came out of the back because one person's like, "You have to see this guy," and I'm just in a tank top
You're
at
the
that
freak
moment.
show.
And literally the entire like back room warehouse, everybody just piled out and circled around me like I was a celebrity.
You are the freak show.
And I'm like, "What the hell?" And they kept going, "Huh?"
Yeah.
Oh, did they really? Oh my God.
Yes.
Because of the language barrier, they're like,
Huh? And you're like,
Three
and you're like this, and
CCs.
you're like,
yeah, I didn't. I
uh-huh,
did. I was like,
uh-huh,
yeah,
uh-huh.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, that's what it is.
Or you went like this,
Like,
natty.
oh,
You were like natty.
Tricon.
Speak on French. Yeah.
Magnificent.
Magnificent. Magnificent.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
Anyway,
hilarious.
so getting to the real topic today, we're going to talk about um, dancing in bodybuilding competitions. Now, not just throwing a couple moves, because there was good posers back in the day, especially
Kai Green,
Kaya Green, Melvin Anthony. I mean,
Melvin
I used to
Anthony.
even do
They
some little
did some
popping
like
things.
breaking, popping.
Did the
And
Kai Green do that
yeah,
during
he
competition?
would do.
Yes,
A
Yeah,
little
it was
bit.
a little
a
bit.
little
No,
bit.
it was
Most of his was in exhibitions,
no. He
like
would
guest
do it in a
posing.
competition. He would do some stuff. But yeah, but again, but that's typical, right? It
Because he didn't
was
have all the props and everything. That was all during his guest posing stuff.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But the dance moves are fine, like in between a pose, like they do a little thing and then they pose, do a little thing and pose. What we're seeing, what we were talking about on the internet, I don't know the guy's name, but basically he's doing his
Guys,
whole routine was a dance routine
yeah.
In bodybuilding,
in bodybuilding. Now, Sean T, right? Sean T he does men's
men's
physique,
physique,
and he did
some hip hop,
some
like
hip hop
some hip
moves
hop
in
moves and in
between
between and
his compulsory poses, which
striking
and then did
bodybuilding
some
posing.
bodybuilding poses,
Right.
which I thought, okay, yeah,
In men's physique when you're
in
not
men's
supposed
physique.
to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's entertaining, but then the problem is that again, there's a that's not the
Was that
category, right?
distracting or was that entertainment?
Yeah. Well, I think
Well-
it's a problem if the rules are, hey, these are your poses.
Well, we've all been judges,
yeah.
Yes.
and if I can't see the physique, you're not. I'm judging
Well,
down
you
on
see
that.
that it's audience is gonna like it, right? The audience is gonna wake up because audience
But
sitting
the
there.
audience doesn't like, tally up the scores.
Yeah, the
for each
audience
end of the
doesn't
day.
No,
judge
that's
your
not.
physique.
Not. I'm saying is you're right. Like the audience isn't judging, but the audience is gonna be entertained, right?
Some,
I mean, some people might get annoyed, and some people are like, "Oh, good, somebody's doing something."
yeah.
But do I agree with that type of movement? No, I don't. If like in men's physique, you have these set poses. Even in your night routine, it's set poses. You can do some transitions, a little bit of movement, okay, but you're supposed to hit those poses, specific poses, right? Front and back pose.
Right.
In bodybuilding, men's bodybuilding routine, guess what? I mean, it's kind of open, and especially in the 80s and the 90s, bodybuilders did a lot of theatrical posing movements. They would even
Beautiful. Yeah, they
do
took a lot
they
of
would even,
pride in it.
Terminator posing
Yeah.
routine with the robot thing and the
Mhm.
guns. King Kamali did it, and what's his face? Anyway, I can't think of his name. But yeah, there was a few guys that did those type of posing routines, and that was entertainment, right? That was entertainment. But just pure dancing, like no poses, to me, that's not bodybuilding.
No, not at all.
It's not. Like you're supposed to be doing poses, dude.
That's a male strip show.
Yeah.
It
I mean,
wasn't- but his dancing,
I
you
don't
saw
know.
the video, it wasn't even alluring. There was
No,
nothing
it was
sexy
awful.
about
No,
it.
you're right.
Especially in his posing trunks. I can imagine if it was a male strip show and he was doing some like whatever, however they do, but
Whatever they do, you're gonna show us your moves.
No, I'm not gonna
Mel's
show
like,
any
hey,
moves.
here we go.
but there was none of that. He was just, I don't know. You saw the video.
Oh, it was awful. It was awful.
in his posing trunks.
What
Now,
was that? What was that, like a Zumba or something?
It ruins the whole
It
show.
looked, what was that dance style? It was like a Zumba style. Like it was weird. He was doing like this thing, kickback.
Remember we had,
It was like a salsa Zumba Brazilian
not to call
thing.
anybody up, remember we had a local guy that did Masters Division all the time, and he always incorporated hula.
hula. So I was
You
just
know
gonna bring that up.
exactly, yeah.
I was gonna bring that up at a local show
And
because
super nice guy.
we are all aware
Always a
of
nice guy.
we're all aware of the hula here.
Yeah.
But then still, like to incorporate it in your posing is, I don't know. Did that
You could kind of get away with Koiko,
Kahiko?
but Owana, no way.
Yeah.
Like it just, but everyone did Owana, which is the
Mm.
modernized hula,
Yeah.
instead of the traditional.
I don't know,
I don't know. I
man.
think
I
that'll
don't
be a
know.
little weird. You bring that up to nationals and you want and you
Oh, in
make
nationals,
you
it
make
would be
top
awful.
5 and
Yeah.
you want to do some Kahiko
No, you
poses
can't.
and
Oh.
stuff. That'd be like, oh, what
No, but at least, they have the spear, like,
Well, I think people understand a little
Instead of
more
this.
Hawaiian culture. Hawaiian culture is definitely spread. The Polynesian culture is definitely spread over the last 20 years, a a lot of people
which is wonderful.
understand it
But
more.
still,
It's a
would you
beautiful
bring that up
culture.
to nationals? If you made top 5 and you were able to post,
No,
Yeah,
would you throw in hula?
no, you shouldn't.
probably not. uh,
Would you throw in a freaking
a full
hip
dance
hop
routine?
routine or like anything like that?
Probably not.
Hopefully they
Probably
know
not.
that's only for the local audience. And I've only
Yeah.
seen it locally. I haven't seen it at any of the national shows with the local guys.
Jed, we know that Jed is a hip hop dancer. Jed, Jed, but have you done hip hop moves in your posing routines?
No,
Have you?
I don't hardly do posing routines.
That's Jed is the opposite of that guy. Jed
Except
is
for
the
posing to
I
that
barely
one "I'm
do
the
posing
Man" song.
routine. Jed's like I barely do the posing routine. I know,
Yeah.
but you hit the poses. You get the
Yeah.
poses, yeah. So what are your thoughts though, man? What are your
Which
thoughts on the
which
dancing,
one?
dude?
Which one?
On that whole dance routine, dude.
That was absolutely stupid. This is what happens when you don't score posing routines.
Yeah,
People go out and do stupid shit 'cause they know they can get away with it.
yeah.
There was
Mm.
no poses in there. There's bodybuilders that have danced and done moves with poses and
Yeah.
made it flow really well. That's okay.
Yeah.
When you just go out there and just flat out dance, you look like an idiot. Like, yeah, you got the Instagram likes and people know you now, but they know you for being a dumbass.
Yeah.
You
They know you for being a dumbass.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
just-
that.
It's really ridiculous.
they
Well,
call
how many people?
they
I
call
mean,
that
I wonder how many
ratio.
people actually like the guy though. Maybe a lot of people are like, "Yeah, that's cool. Let's keep this going."
Well, you know who would? You know who would? The youth today, right? Because there's a lot of people doing these shows that have never seen a real bodybuilding show.
So
Ever.
these TikTokers,
And we know them.
yeah, 'cause
We've
they
worked with
TikTok.
them. Like
We worked with
people that who wanted to do a show,
Uh-huh.
but they've never seen a show.
That's true.
They just know that, hey, these guys over here all compete. I want to be a part of that group.
Mm,
You know, okay, well, do you even know what the show's about?
mhm.
You know, like, yeah, kind of, just what I see across Instagram, but they don't understand. Like, you know, a lot of people have never seen a real show
Oh yeah, for sure.
and what it looks like. You know, like a professional IFBB show where you see now bodybuilding. It's a small category compared to what's out there today. Remember, because not that long ago, let's even try to think of when did men's physique come about?
2011.
2011, right?
Uh-huh.
So, okay, let's go back to 2010, 29. It was just men's bodybuilding and women's bodybuilding. And then you had, figure came next, I believe, for
With
women,
the 2 suits.
Yeah.
right? Figure
Yeah,
before
those two
anything
suits,
else,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But you went to a local show and it was, you know, men's bodybuilding, women's bodybuilding, maybe figure, and the different weight classes.
That's it. Yeah.
Now it's all these categories.
I mean, speaking of the saturation of this sport, I mean, even Iris Kyle brought it up this just past week, right? They're like handing out pro cards, like social security cards, like everyone's getting one. So the level of prestige
Oh, yeah.
having a pro card it's no longer there. So, and you know, we talked about it before how this is just a money making.
Well, that's a good point because if you look at a lot of these local shows, there's so many categories, there's so many competitors that they cut a lot of the stuff out that we're normally used to, right?
Mm.
So now you almost don't ever see like individual night routines at all. When everyone had one, remember that?
Yeah.
Everyone got an individual night routine. Now it's just get them through because there's
Cattle.
400 competitors in the show.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
it's
so
just
many
like, yeah, and now
categories.
they like even like my client who was in the New York Pro, he was in Classic, and this is no joke. They cut the Classic posing routines down to a front, back pose, a front pose, a back pose, and I think your Classic physique pose.
Wow.
That was
For
it
a pro show?
for a pro show. This was
Damn.
the New York Pro.
That's a huge show too.
Yeah,
New
it's a
York and
tier one
Chicago's
show.
huge.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's just like
Mm.
because there were so many, and like, all right, that's all you get. One front
gotta
pose,
do it.
one back pose, and your favorite classical pose. Like, wait, what?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's how it is.
It
I
was
mean,
upsetting, honestly, you know. And so even in pro shows, they're just cattle pushing them through. And then only the top 5, you know, the people who scored in the top 5 get a routine. You know, so it's like a lot of these people now getting into the show, they don't see the routines at all. Like, I don't know what they see. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I just have talked to, known, and even coached people that's never seen shows before. And I'm like, wow, you should go
Well, I
go
think
rent a
we should.
video.
I think we need to do a new category, bodybuilding dance, and just
Interpretive dance.
interpret. I was gonna say interpretive dance, and
I
then you guys
wonder
can go.
if you put bodybuilding and classic physique on their own night and put all the other categories on the other night, which one would more people show up to?
I think bodybuilding. People want to see the freaks.
Yep. And that can tell you where you need to concentrate on.
Yeah.
Well, I think pro level, maybe bodybuilding, amateur level, like local shows, it would be packed house for bikini and men's physique
Only because
because there's a lot
in
more.
in
people.
local shows, 99% of the audience is friends and families of the competitors.
Right,
Especially
exactly,
in Hawaii.
Yeah.
exactly. And there's mostly bikini
And that's
and
why
physique
they keep men's physique and bikini at the end because it keeps
to
the
keep the
crowd.
audience, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Those
because
are
I
the
mean,
largest categories and
I
usually have the most family and
I
friends.
think what the bodybuilding shows nowadays, I mean, in the bodybuilding category, most of the shows there's like what 7 dudes total, like 6 guys in the whole
Yeah.
thing, like in the whole thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, classic there's a little bit more, but there's not much bodybuilders doing
There's a
it.
new category coming out. What's that?
What?
Fit model,
Yeah, that's it, right? Fit
yeah,
model.
yeah, it's out. They
Oh,
have
it
it
is?
out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the
So,
Yukaika happened just last weekend. That's why we didn't have a show. But
mm.
the fit model, that was the first for Hawaii to have the fit
Did
Oh,
you
model
see
really?
it?
Was
category.
anybody in it?
I was there, but
What did you think about it
what I thought about it, it is the old school like
when
Natalia
bikini first came?
mellow body
Mm.
when bikini first started out, but because it's so new, I'm just speaking prospectively. Like we, as far as athletes, we really need to nail the category that we're, you know, trying to compete in as far as meeting the category's criteria, whether it
Mhm.
be more muscle, not enough muscle, getting harder, getting a little bit softer, whatever, to fulfill the obligation of that specific category. I
Mm.
think we're still kind of we don't understand it well enough, or I don't know, it could be a bunch of things.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Now, educate me. Fit model is women or men or both?
Women. It's women.
Women.
So it's basically what she said. It's if you remember when bikini first came out, the
Sure.
first couple of years, it's like that.
Oh, so it's bikini with the judging criteria of the original bikini,
Yes.
unlike the hardened
Right.
Anabar bikini today. Yeah.
Trend
Right.
bikini
How bikini was
today.
supposed to be.
Yeah, right.
And then it evolved into this, right? Well,
Every
there
category goes
it
there.
evolves.
Every
evolves.
category, like, because as a judge, you can't
Yeah.
help it. We sat in those judges' seat. You can't help your eyes being drawn to the leanest,
Yes.
hardest, most muscular physique up
However,
there, regardless of the category.
this just past weekend, there was an individual female that competed in a division that she was just way too hard for.
Oh, okay.
And as much as I didn't judge the show, but I'm just saying from my own what I seen, she was too hard for the category. Striated glutes,
Was this a
just
local show?
What category?
bikini.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm not I'm just saying maybe if she competed at a national level like that, she probably would have fared a little bit better. But
Mm.
for what you were up against and like I said, fulfilling the criteria for your division, she was way too hard, way too striated, way too everything for a bikini competitor. But
Mm.
How'd she score?
she didn't take first place.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she didn't win
So they
first
actually
place.
counted her down.
So what do you think she should have gone?
If she had shoulder caps, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, she would have cleaned house with figure.
Figure.
Even in the mainland, if she competed nationally for figure, if she had a little bit bigger delts, oh my god, she
Seems
would
to
have
be a
cleaned
dying
house.
category,
kill-
isn't it?
yeah.
It's my favorite category of
It
female.
is, but it's not as competitive.
No, it's not.
No.
What I loved figure.
Yeah.
Bikini, wellness, those are the ones,
Yeah, yep.
And we'll see if this fit model thing takes off, which it probably will.
Bikini was huge.
Oh,
Like when
yeah.
it came out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's still big. Bikini's still big.
Mhm.
Wellness exploded. And it's funny because just like Classic, when Classic first came out, there was a whole bunch of bodybuilders dropping down
Yeah.
and they wanted a whole bunch of men's physique guys to level up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you got very little of that out of the pros, right? It was a whole bunch of bodybuilders leveling down, if you want to call it that, but it's not necessarily leveling down, but sizing down,
Size them down.
you know. And wellness did the same thing, right? So you got like a lot of physique girls,
Yep.
a
Yes.
lot of physique girls like
Shanique.
came down to do it, to do wellness
Yeah.
more than you saw bikini girls coming up.
Mhm.
The real curvy bikini girls was taking it on, obviously, the ones that are just naturally wider
Yeah. Bigger leagues. Yeah.
bigger legs, wider hips.
I mean, we
What?
got Shanique Grant. She was a women's physique Olympian. She won like in women's physique, right?
Mhm.
And now she's dropped down to wellness and she's doing fairly well. I mean,
That's 'cause
just
wellness. A lot of the girls that are winning have physique upper bodies, like
They're pretty
insanely
jacked. I
hard,
mean, they're pretty
jacked upper
big.
bodies.
They're pretty big. Some of them.
Yeah,
They got
like
some muscle.
even though one of the original criteria was a bikini upper body.
yeah.
Mhm.
With just larger legs and a bigger butt, more
Well,
developed.
Now
it
you see
again, it
growing.
evolved.
Yep.
Yeah,
It
and now,
evolved.
and then you can see like the girls have these gigantic like melons on their shoulders.
Melons on their
Melons. I was like,
shoulders.
where are the melons? Melons everywhere.
Shoulders.
Melons everywhere. Yeah.
But yeah. So, well, talking about the guy dancing, I guess we all agree then there's no real place for that, like full dancing routine in bodybuilding,
He
right?
didn't
No.
strike one
Right.
bodybuilding pose.
But he was smiling the whole time. He was so
He
happy.
was having a grand old
He
time.
might have been like drunk or a little high on something.
I
too.
don't know. I mean, do you guys know the backstory at all? Like, is there anything that
No.
happened after that? Was there like was people like telling him, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" Like, I don't know.
Like I said, I saw one post where they were comparing. I think it was that guy.
Was it amateur show?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, they were comparing that guy to like the older days, like when we were doing it.
Yeah.
They did a side by side of that
And almost
with
nobody.
Sean
with
Ray.
Sean Ray.
Yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
sent you that video.
I did.
send
I
it to
got
you?
that video.
Yeah, and
yeah.
almost nobody in the comments were like, "Oh, the dancing's great." Everyone
Yeah.
was just like, "It's stupid. He looks like an idiot." Blah blah blah. And this was just, I don't know who's in the comments. You know what I mean? But I see that as the general public.
Because it's also different when guys used to do like some popping moves because it's like slower. You're showing the muscle kind of thing.
No, that
And
was
you're
pretty
hitting
cool, but you're
the
still hitting a
robot.
pose.
Right. The robot thing, you're like, then you're hitting shots like boom, boom, these cool little movements
And
with
wasn't
the
Melvin
sound
Anthony
effects.
was
my apologies.
And
right?
Melvin did it a lot. And man,
Telemarketer.
I don't know why I can't think of his name. So I think it was the Olympia, like the 93, Vince Taylor. There we go.
Vince Taylor, yeah.
He did the
yeah.
full Terminator robot
Yeah.
thing. And he was like, I seen him do the posing routine, like a guest posing
I
thing.
love Vince Taylor's.
He had his sunglasses with the Terminator thing. And he thought it was so cool.
with that tiny
He
waist,
made that. Oh yeah.
huge
Crazy.
arms.
He made that whole routine. But again, it was entertainment, but it was still bodybuilding,
Yeah. Remember
Yeah.
when Ernie did the worm?
Yes.
But it was still
Good
bodybuilding.
old
It was
Ernest
just
Chang.
like real fast, and he came back up and
Came up.
struck his posing.
That's how
and,
that's
it was
what it is.
it was
yeah.
entertaining. It was a little
Few
tidbit,
seconds.
little sprinkle here and there. But he was still
Were
in
you coaching him at the
bodybuilding.
time?
No, not really. We were. I think
I'm not
that
gonna take credit
show.
for that.
I think was that the Hawaiian Islands.
Yes, yes.
So that was a show. He came on here, right? So no, that was a show where he did his own thing, or I don't know who was
the
helping
cabbage
him.
diet, right?
Huh?
Was that the cabbage diet he also did?
I don't know
for
who
that
did it
show?
with him, but he
Oh.
literally. We were working out here and there, and then the day before the show, he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? Come by, hang out. Let's hang out." I said, "Sure." So we go to hang out, and then he's like, "Bro, look at me," and I'm looking at him, and he's off, right? And I could tell he's off, and I'm like, "I don't know, man. Yeah." It's like I wasn't prepping him, so this is like literally the day before the show,
Mm.
So I'm like, "Man, well," I said, "But you got two options. You can keep suffering right now, and I don't know if you're going to get any better, or we can just go and eat some food." I was like, and enjoy our night, and then wake up tomorrow morning, and you'll be feeling pretty good.
Carbo load on
And
spaghetti.
he was just like, "Okay," so he had spaghetti. Yeah, he said, "Okay." I said, "Let's go then," and we went, and he had a good day. We had a good day. We hung out,
probably
ate
looked
some food.
amazing the
He
next day.
felt better. The next day, he felt good, and he was still, again, he was a little bit off, but it was like whatever. I mean, again, he knew he knew going into it he was off, right?
Mm.
So I'm like, why? I was wondering, like, why are you gonna keep suffering? I mean, it's not gonna ruin you. I'm not telling you go eat a whole pie and everything, but I'm just saying eat something good that you like and feel better, and then tomorrow get up, do the show, and it's not gonna ruin you, but you're off already. And it's just
Me
it's
personally, I would
yeah,
never step on stage
right.
if I knew I was off.
Yeah. Well, you're a different competitor, right? Like everybody's
Yeah.
different. I mean, he wasn't horrible.
No, I know,
It was just like
but I always had a vision what need to
the
look
look,
like,
right? The
and if
look,
it
yeah.
didn't happen,
I'm glad you say, like, you had a vision of what you wanted to look like or to fulfill, like we talk about the criteria of the division. I mean, and you're looking at your pictures, you kind of got to be your best judge for that. If you know you're behind or if you know you're
oh
not
yeah,
looking this type
Mm.
of way, eh, how do you,
It's hard though. Think about it's hard when you did 12, 16 weeks and you're literally a few days out and like something wasn't right. Something didn't
or
work.
even a
Something was
few
off.
weeks out and you're not getting dialed in, like, what do you do? You paid all this money to compete.
well
Yeah.
to me it was easy to bail out because I did it before my very first show. I prepped 4 times before I was confident enough. Of like, okay, I can bring this to the stage,
Oh, I see.
and I would get down to show condition and be like, oh, where did my legs go? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like, oh no, all right, I'm bailing out of this, and I got to get my legs bigger, and I would wait. I'm not even kidding. This happened over a 4-year period. For 4 years, I'm like, I'm competing this year, but I wouldn't tell
Because your legs were
anybody,
behind.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I would get down. Now, when I say I would get down, my transformation wasn't that dramatic
Get down
because
like
I was
dancing.
always lean,
Get down
you
on
know,
it.
like,
Get down.
but I
Get
would
down.
diet down to a condition that I'm like, yes, I am absolutely like shredded and peeled. But I'm like, where did my arms go? I'm like, no,
Yeah.
not good enough. I can't do this. But
Interesting.
for me, prepping the whole experience, the whole thing that I loved was the prep.
Hmm.
And the show was the part I hated the most,
Oh,
honestly. So I had no
I
problem
was the
like
opposite.
like I
I love
loved
the show.
I
I
loved
didn't like
like
prep.
the meticulous like nature and the methodical nature of
Funny.
prepping and watching my body change and just like and experimenting with different foods and different things, and I loved that part the most. The day of the show, I almost could care less where I placed, you know.
Really?
It was,
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. Hmm.
So that's
I love competing, but yeah, the prep, no, I could do without the prep.
yeah,
Competing was fun though. I love getting on the stage, doing the competition. Oh yeah,
yeah,
for
no,
sure.
not me.
That's interesting. We're a total opposite in
Yeah,
that.
total.
I mean, even if you put it into perspective, there's some people who play to win. I mean, nobody plays to lose.
Well, the thing is
Yeah.
about playing to win is that you have no control who shows up. So like a
Right.
win is bettering yourself.
Right.
I used to tell this to clients all the time. You can't compete against the people that you think are going to be there. Because you don't know who's going to.
It's
Like,
true.
there'll be these top national level competitors that just need this show to get their qualification.
Yeah.
And you're never going to beat that guy.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you don't even know he's coming in, right? Because
Mm.
you get to know everybody on the island. I'm like, oh, I know who's competing. We go to the different gyms, you see him. And then here comes this military guy, and he looks like a pro. It's like, where the hell did he come from? But he needs us to get his qualification, and like,
I
and
did
then,
that.
so
I
did
did
you
that at a
lose?
show.
Did you lose? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like, but it was the best you ever, but there just happened to be.
Yeah.
How many times have we been to a show and you see these mainline guys
Oh,
that
yeah.
just pop into the show?
Yeah.
We're like, who are these guys?
Well, I did that at a show that it was in Boise, Idaho, and the show promoter promoted the show in Alaska, and I had won Alaska, and he wanted me to go out there and do a show. But it had been, I guess it was a drug-free show before, and he had changed it,
Mhm.
but to a regular NPC show. But a lot of those guys were all drug-free guys.
Oh,
So when I went over there, that's exactly how I thought. I went over there and I was like, and I was getting pumped up. And I remember one guy was mad. He was just looking at me, just like,
no way.
he was mad. He was
Yeah.
irritated. And I was pumping up and he was just like, you could tell he was so irritated because I guess this guy was a pretty good natty
Uh-huh.
bodybuilder there. Maybe
Mm,
he had won it before or something, and he was pissed because he knew he wasn't going to beat me. And he
mm.
was just like, and I, and I was just like, whatever, dude. Like this is an NPC show,
Yeah,
bro,
and nobody
and
saw you
it's
coming,
yeah. And he
right?
didn't know. He didn't know I was coming.
Yeah, right.
The promoter told me, "Hey, come down and do my show. I'll fly you in and do it."
Hmm.
Because I just did the Alaska like a week or two. I was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll go do it." 'Cause I was still in shape,
Yeah,
so just like a back to
you
back
look
thing.
nuts at that show.
Yeah, I looked pretty good.
Yeah.
My waist was tiny at that show too, man. I was looking at this picture. I was like, "How's my waist so small?" But anyway, yeah, I was like, that was a good show, man. And yeah, and the guy was just like, he was mad.
Oh,
But again, it went, it was a drug-free show the year before, so he changed it to a regular show. And yeah, and I was like, "Hey, man, this isn't drug-free, baby. Come on."
I know I told this story before, but for those who haven't heard it, um, I was I was psyoped, but I did it to myself at a show, um, because at the time when I was competing, I was typically one of, if not the most conditioned guys in the show,
Yeah.
and I felt really good about my conditioning for, I can't remember what year this was, but I felt really good about my conditioning. And I was in the elevator at the Sheraton.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
that
'cause you know the
story.
story.
Yeah.
I was in the elevator at the Sheraton, and one of the other coaches was like, "Jeff, doing the show again?" And he's like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Did you bring your conditioning?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I did." And he's like, "Oh, you got to see my boy. You got to see my boy," who was standing in the elevator with him. And of course, we're all in our jumpsuits and stuff. And he's like, he tells his boy, "Oh, show him your legs, show him your legs," So the guy drops his freaking pants. His quads were out of this world peeled. Like
Mm.
you could lose like pocket change in between, like, the different separations,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy is absolutely peeled,
Mm.
way more than mine,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not dry enough, like this guy's in my category. I'm like, oh my God, this guy like beat me in conditioning. I'm like,
Mm.
oh, I'm going to go dry up, because typically I'm feeding into a show,
Yeah.
which I usually do at the end. I get real conditioned, then I just start eating into the show to be full. And I'm like, I'm not going to eat anything. I need to get leaner and leaner and drier. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember what I did, but it was whatever. It was stupid. I never cut water because I need the water for the fullness. And I think I cut water that time. I'm like, I can't drink anymore with this guy. And then we're at the show. I totally forget about the guy, because I don't ever see him again. And I'm like,
Where
where
is
the
it?
hell was that guy?
Yeah.
It turns out, yeah, he was in our lineup, but he didn't even place,
But
because his
he had good
upper
legs.
body was junk.
So all he had was legs.
Yeah, all he had was legs.
And that's all you saw in the elevator was
Yes.
legs. So you
Oh,
judged them based off of a quad shot.
yeah, just based off of,
See
and I
that,
ended up winning that show. I won the overall at that show.
Hilarious.
but that's exactly why that we shouldn't allow ourselves to get mind fucked by what's on social
It-
media, trying to compare
Yes, that's what
yourself.
I'm getting at.
Just stay in your
Exactly.
own lane, but
You,
then you got to be smart about it as well too. You really got to look at yourself and be like, okay, like, am I getting there to where I need to be to fit this to be top 3, top 5, or whatever you want to call it,
Mm.
or am I just like not there? Is my body not moving? Am I not there? Period at all?
and
And
that's
just be
where
honest
a
with
coach
yourself.
is really great in that point, because you get that close, you almost, where our minds like play this psychological game on us that it's like dysmorphia, right? The body
Hmm.
dysmorphia. We look at ourselves, we're not lean enough, we're not dry enough, and then but
Yeah.
outside observer was like, no, bro, you're freaking like peeled,
Well, at
Yeah.
that moment as well too, like we all know the diet brain, it's not working very well.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Right, exactly. Yeah.
Well, and also there's that thing, right, where you as a competitor, you see somebody else, and sometimes in your head, you're blowing this guy up bigger than what he is, right? You're like, oh my God, that guy looks so good, not realizing, like, dude, you're better than that guy. But sometimes you don't even see it. Like you see a guy walking around going, oh, he's going to beat me or he'll beat me because
Oh,
you're in your own head, right?
I call
Not
it
even realizing
I
it.
call it the backstage champion syndrome,
Yeah, the back's right.
because I see these guys backstage like pumping up. I'm like, oh my God, he's going to
They're going to
win.
kill me.
But you
Well,
get
you
him
know
on stage and he doesn't look good at all
what
on stage.
happened?
But backstage, he looks unreal.
Exactly.
It's just,
Exactly.
yeah, it's so weird.
There's those guys that look great in tank tops, right? They're
Yeah.
walking around they're gonna win the whole show. He's in his tank top backstage
Yeah.
or whatever,
The
outside of the show, the
Dennis
venue.
James.
The Dennis James. Well, Dennis James did look pretty good though, even though but still.
Yeah, but it was night and day difference.
But it was different, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, yeah. I mean, I told this story before, but one of my friends when he did the LA championships, and a lot of guys were wearing, I don't know, it's LA, right?
Yeah.
They were wearing tank tops, and typically you cover up,
It's
and
the string
then
tank
boom.
tops. Yeah.
Well, they were wearing stringers
Yeah.
to the morning show, walking around outside, hanging out. Usually you're covered. You don't see this until they get on
Right.
stage. But these guys are like at check-ins, like stringers. There's a few of them. And I was telling my friend, oh, dude, that guy's nuts. Bro, look at this guy's arms. Wow. My friend's doing the show. I psyched him out. I wasn't even trying to. I psyched him out so bad.
Uh-huh.
He got so psyched out because I was looking at the other guys.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh yeah, blew his mind. And so after the show was done, he's like, man, you psyched me out. And I said, oh, I was just like amazed. These guys were walking around in stringers, like showing everybody,
Mhm.
and they look good.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he got psyched out. I was like, oh, sorry, dude. Yeah. I mean,
It's amazing, like, because you hide a couple of body parts on people
mhm,
that are subpar,
yeah.
and they just look like absolute champions, but then you put it all together in the big picture and you're like, wow,
Right.
what a difference.
Well, and getting on stage too, right? It's
Yeah.
different when you're on
That's what I
stage
mean.
under the lights. Yeah.
Yeah.
Under the lights. It's
No
a whole
doubt.
different deal. Yeah.
So
It's like,
speaking of shows, the turnout for men's classic actually at the Kaika was uh, they had a really solid lineup.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
very men's classic was a very what's his name? Randy Slipper.
Oh, yeah, Randy.
Yeah.
He won, right?
Eddie,
Yeah.
good for him.
He did bodybuilding though, right?
No, he's fixing shit. Was it bodybuilding or classic? I think he did both. Maybe
I thought he
classic.
won bodybuilding. Yeah.
But yeah, he's fixing to go to nationals as well too. So there's a few boys that was on stage that was they like you're saying, they just needed it to qualify. They needed to place to qualify to compete at nationals.
Mhm.
And then, coming up this coming weekend, we do have the OCB Naturals, speaking of natural
Mm.
shows. So good luck to you competitors there.
The Natties, baby. The Natties coming out.
Mhm.
Hmm We got one from
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Tyler,
Tyler.
right? Tyler's doing it. From here. I think that's all we have.
From
Nope, I
here.
got a guy
Oh,
in.
you do. Yeah. Yeah, June did it last year. You guys remember?
Oh, yeah.
Guys remember June?
Shout out
Yep.
to
This girl, shout out to June.
Who-
Hey,
Wait, you want to say her
who
last
lied to me?
name?
Who
Oh, I
lied
guess
to
not.
me? Okay, this is it. We're gonna just talk about this really quick, but because I just kind of found this out actually from Jed just recently.
throw Jed under the bus.
No,
So
no,
what
no,
you
it's
found
not
out
throwing
from
him under the
Jed?
bus.
Oh,
No, this isn't throwing the bus. This is good information because,
We love you, June, though.
but June Big, but anyway, that's not her
Junebug.
last name, but her nickname. No, I had a client doing bikini. I was training her. She would complain a lot throughout the whole process. I don't know why I don't look as good as I did. Da, 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 all this stuff, constantly complaining. Finally, got to the day of the show. She looked good. She actually liked the way she looked. She was happy with it. And then she went to the show, and I told her when she goes, I said, "Hey, make sure you're backstage half an hour before, hanging out, just getting ready, just chilling, so you don't have to rush." Oh yeah, totally. Okay, I get it. Cool, because I couldn't make it to the show. And then she was, I guess, apparently she was sitting in the audience next to Jed. Luckily, next to him, because
Oh, yeah.
he was sitting there and he looks at her and he goes, "Hey, isn't your category next?"
We were all trying to tell her, like, if there's girls up there in bikinis,
Yeah.
because they did men's first and then they went to the women's. If the women's are on stage, shouldn't you be back there getting ready
gotta
as
be
well
on
too?
deck,
So
yep.
we were trying to tell her, and she's like, "Oh no, we got lots of time."
And basically, she got up, ran backstage,
No time to pump.
no time
to
pump.
oil.
She said she actually tripped getting on stage, and nobody saw it backstage, but tripped, got up stage, wasn't pumped, wasn't oiled, and she said she bombed her whole posing routine because she was flustered.
Mm.
But what she told me was, she goes, "Oh, yeah, they changed the lineup,
Hmm.
and so they rushed us, and I was rushed." See, I didn't know the truth until this is a year later, right? So interesting, right? Like, hey, just be honest, That's
That's
it.
that's
Be honest with
actually,
your coaches. You
you
know,
know, yeah, to be honest with your coach first
if
and
you made a mistake, that's
foremostly,
fine. You made a mistake.
to be honest with your coach, like even if you're cheating through your diet or
Yeah.
not even posing or like doing something that you're not supposed to do or not doing what you're supposed to do. And as far as it being a peeve, being where you're supposed to be, especially on a show day, that should be your responsibility. You
You're not.
paid, this money.
You're not there to watch the show.
Be there, be
Yeah.
where you're supposed to be. Like for me, expediting, we try to prepare two lines, like a ready line and then like ready line and then, in the hole, basically.
Yeah.
So, it kind of flows a lot smoother. And we try to tell them like, hey, just stay here, don't go far. And the next they're wandering off and you're chasing them around and looking for them. And it's annoying because you have to yell for them and look for them and they're like, oh, nobody told me. Like, fuck yeah, we told you. Why aren't you paying attention?
Of course.
I even told you in the briefing before the show started, be where you're supposed to be and don't make me yell for you more than twice. Like I hate having to yell,
Don't
So
make me
It's
scold
crazy.
you.
and
It's crazy. What's crazier is people who this isn't their first show. This is their
hmm
second,
and they
third
still run
show.
away and they're like, oh yeah, oh it's our turn. Like no fucking shit, dude.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Who's that? I can't remember his name. He's kind of a hairy, like grotesque kind of looking guy. He's
I have no
he
idea.
was like a well-known bikini pro bikini coach, and he used to
Oh.
scream like and belittle his competitors on stage.
Really?
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh, I can't think of his name.
Harvey Weinstein? No. just
Yeah, but but
kidding. I
he's
see you described, right?
well, I'm picturing like him or Ron Jeremy, that kind of like.
Brett
Yeah.
Contreras? I don't know.
Oh, that may be.
What is it?
Brett Contreras. He's the glute
No,
guy.
no,
No,
no, no,
no.
no. It's not Brett.
Um,
No.
But
Brett's super cool.
but I think it was
but he's hairy.
I
so
think it
that's
was
perfect.
one of my girls. I think it might have been Shawnee. Was just like, oh my god, he was so terrible, like on his girls, screaming at his girls in front of everybody.
Wow.
And I'm like,
I don't know
wow,
who
like
that is. Hmm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
That
crazy.
just reminded me when she's like, don't make me have to scold you. This guy was
Yeah.
just, and he would scold them as they were on stage, like
Interesting.
being judged.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Like,
During
you
the judging
idiot,
round?
you idiot. That's see what you
Really?
get. Like I'm like, oh man, it's so
And they
inappropriate.
paid for that. They paid him for
Yeah,
that.
you know what he was like a peewee football parent football like
Coach.
spectator, how
Oh,
they're
yeah.
like getting in fights
Yes.
with the ref.
Oh my god. Also,
Yes.
another thing I'd like to bring up as far as judging and sort. If you do come up for judges' critiques, if you're not ready for what the judges have to tell you, like then spare yourself the misery, Then don't.
Yeah. Spare yourself the misery.
It's true.
That's funny.
If you're not ready for the critiques, and if you're not open minded, then don't.
Then don't ask. Because you know it's coming.
Because if you and also too, if you think you're a better judge than what the judges judge, then
Apply.
yes,
Maybe go
apply.
try out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Tryouts. We got judge tryouts.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, anyway, that was a great new set opening show. Let me know what you guys think.
Randomness.
Let me know what you guys think. It's random.
Down in the comments.
That was
below.
the 80s. Then the 80s, the year, wasn't it the decade of randomness? It was
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
So let me know what you guys think about this. I'm getting some lights, adding some lights to
Miami
it.
Vice vibes.
Probably,
Vice
probably, maybe we're gonna see how the lights
Mm.
come out, and one more camera, and then, we're wrapping this up. Trying to keep the show going, and I think every week I'm always like, do I want to keep it going? And there's always somebody who's like, I like the podcast. I'm like, okay, cool, great. You know what? We'll just keep it
Come
going.
on it and
We'll just keep it going. Yeah, and we're gonna get guests too.
like, share, comment, and subscribe.
That's it.
Yeah. That's good.
All right. Well,
Love
thank
our
you
folks.
guys. And we will see you next time on Paradise Pump. Aloha.